Welcome to Lesbian Pirates of Baja. We are Shay and Yona, and we sail on Holoholo, our 38-foot sailboat in the Sea of Cortez, Mexico. We are in the middle of a complete refit of Holoholo. We are rebel sailors, we like to do our own work, think for ourselves, and don't like rules. We live close to nature and enjoy the rewards and trials of living on a sailboat. We value community, bartering, being free, and creating our own journey. This is very much a spiritual journey that challenges us in all ways possible.
So on the day that we told Eileen May rest in peace,
I'm weeping.
Yeah,
My
Yona's
heart
down
is
there.
broken.
She's crying, and oh my gosh, my dreams are dashed.
Yep.
Our friend Dale drives by, and he goes, "Hey, there's a couple down from Bellingham looking at their boat. I think they're gonna sell it. You should come take a look at it." I go, "All right, sure, I'll go take a look at it." So, out with the old, in with the new. I go over there, and
She's gone a long time, an exceptionally long time. I'm like, oh God. And she finally comes back and she says, you have to come look at this boat. And I'm not interested in looking at a boat. I'm exhausted physically, I'm just, no. So I went over and looked at the boat and met the owners, and they gave us, a tour of the inside. And as I'm walking over there, because it's just a short walk over to the boat, and it's in the same yard, I was like, oh, why am I'm doing this for my wife? Right? This is one of these things you do. And then I found myself, after being on the boat for probably less than half an hour, I'm below in the salon, and I kind of had an out-of-body experience where I saw myself saying, what do we need to do to take the next step?
What? I was shocked. I just, I'm like a little butterfly. I go flit over here, go flit over there, and all of a sudden, did we just buy another boat? I think we just bought another boat.
It was the oddest thing. And so began owning 2 boats in 1 yard.
Now we have 2 boats. What do we do with 2 boats?
We are a little crazy.
We are. One's dead, and one needs, frankly, some work.
It's been so Clipper Spirit, which became Holoholo, had been sitting in the yard for 7 years. So, it was due for a refit.
So there was a lot of issues, but at the same time, I'm telling the owners, our story, and I don't know if they just had pity on me, but they said, well, we'll sell this boat for $10,000. I said, $10,000, okay. And then she says, okay.
Really, it was one of my crazier moments in life
that we do together,
that we agreed to.
The demise of Eileen May, it was hard because it was a lot of work to get her to the point where we could bury her at sea.
It was a massive physical labor to make this happen.
Because we had to take everything off the boat. All our personal belongings now had to come down, up or down the ladder, up the ladder, up, down. You're going multiple times just to,
we had to
chucking
hire
it over the side.
Plane. We had to get a storage unit. We had to sell as much as we could to pay for as much as we could of this process. It was, financially, obviously not in our best interest to do this. But we felt like we were responsible for the boat and
in a foreign country, yeah,
and what happened to her. It was a very sad time.
It was a sad time, but then we bought another boat, so it was like, okay, shifting gears. It was like it's like a split personality. I'm working on Eileen May and stripping her down in the morning, and then I'm going over to Clipper Spirit and I'm doing some things on her, so to make her livable, because eventually we went and lived on Clipper Spirit. which was Holoholo.
I'm going to start showing the process of decommissioning Eileen May. Lots been taken out already, but there's still a lot to go. So here we go. So we've gotten the electronics and a great deal of the wiring out, and the battery, and all our belongings and gear. So there's some tools. Still have the oven in here, and the sink, and the fuel, and the fuel tanks, and some cushions, odds and ends. Hello, it's Saturday morning, and I am procrastinating and working on Eileen May's engine because it hurts, and it's crappy, and it sucks. I spent so many days and hours and weeks and months getting this engine to work, and now I'm tearing it apart. So here's what I'm looking at. I need to remove that somehow, the cable, and the whole exhaust. All the bolts that go all the way back that are rested on need to come off to remove the exhaust system. I already got the transmission off. Need to wrap it up, protect it, and that, if I get that done, then I have to move into the pit. So it's not a fun day. Not very motivated. With the engine ready to come out, it was time to move to the deck and start working on the stainless and the rig. Bowsprit is gone. Lifelines gone. We finally got the stanchions and all the stainless from the bow and stern removed. Meanwhile, on the other side of the boatyard, our new boat awaited us. Okay, so we got the companionway open, and you can see...
Welcome to the boat, currently named Clipper Spirit. This is the interior.
Since we now had two boats in the same yard, and working on two boats at the same time, and also moving all of our belongings from one boat to the other boat, a friend of ours took pity on us and lent us their chalet. Now we could live at the yard also, and just work around the clock. These were exhausting months, filled with hard labor, so much to do. It was very overwhelming. The new boat needed to have her mast pulled so that we could do some long overdue repairs. So we hired a crane for an afternoon to remove Holoholo's rig, but also Eileen May's rig and her engine, all at the same time. Okay, this is the final video on the inside. We still have the prop to get off on the outside, but this is it. So here we go. Done. 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 And that is how you strip a boat. There. Yay! Here it is. It was finally completed. We had decommissioned Eileen May, but now we had everything that was inside or attached to deal with, to either sell or store or use on our new boat. We sold quite a bit as we had gone along. We also took some to the local swap meets. The rest we put in storage, hoping to make use of it on our refit of Holoholo. Okay, I'll show you what we're doing this week. It's incredibly hot today, and I'm feeling really lazy. But I'll show you around. So, packing up our truck to go south. Over in the distance, you can see two masts. One's for Holoholo and one's Eileen May's. Got our rudder wrapped up. And our mess of piles. We were sorting things into what we were going to sell, what we were going to put in storage, what we were going to keep under the boat, what we were going to take with us and try to sell in the States. And much of it needed to either be waterproofed into a bin or secured from any possible hurricane. This was what Eileen May looked like in parts. A great deal of this we did end up using on Holoholo, however. The stainless, some rigging, winches, a lot of the electrical, just really too much to even list. We finally got it all organized and packed up, and we were ready to head south. But first, we needed to change the name, so she was officially Holoholo. We said our final goodbyes to Eileen May. She would later be buried at sea and turned into an artificial reef. So off we went, back to Barra de Navidad, one of our favorite places, because a friend had offered us his condo for a month, and it was the perfect place to recover and recoup from all of the hard physical work and the loss of Eileen May and the transition over to Holoholo.
I think I want to get a little philosophical here. I think what's important when you're chasing your dreams is that in one day our dreams kind of imploded, but it's important to remember to never give up. If you are very passionate about a dream,
You're devoted.
then it's important to know that stuff happens, shit happens, life happens. And it's important to remember to pick yourself up and be open to the possibilities and opportunities. And in our case, a boat just happened to be offered to us at a very, very reasonable price. And we jumped at it with not a lot of...
It was not a forethought process at all for us. It wasn't like, let's take, some weeks and, go through it and do your due diligence and, which we typically are known for. We're known for our due diligence.
Very conservative. Research this, research that. And then all of a sudden, it takes us 3 weeks to research, It's like looking for a camera. We're looking for a better camera. And it's taken us
months. But yet, in this instance, we used just our gut and just were like, yes.
We're going to keep this dream alive, and no matter what. And that's what's important in life, is to, when you get kicked down, is to pick yourself up and keep on going.
Well, and for me, it's about trusting the moment. Like, yes, in the moment there's grief that we need to process and work through, but that doesn't mean that there isn't also, like you said, opportunity or joy to be present as well. It's like we try to be as open as possible to the gifts as well as the challenges. And a lot of times the challenges hold the gifts within them, which is what I feel like happened here. It was like, yes, here is the death knell of Eileen May, but here, is a gift for you also. Within that same moment, are you capable of grabbing that, of holding both of those things at the same time.
Risking that, not living in fear, but taking that chance and going, yes, we're keeping this alive. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.